What is going on, everybody? Welcome to my first normal commentary in quite a while. I kind of stepped off I stepped on the brakes on the old normal commentaries because I've been enjoying playing League Play, and doing live comms for League Play is just kind of fun, you know, and so I've been doing that. And I've actually got some really cool League Play gameplays stacked up, just need to record them and put them on. Obviously, last week I did my Xbox One video as well as my normal Some Interesting Stuff, and before that I had League Play the week before. So it's not that I'm not doing those anymore, it's just they've taken the back seat whilst I do my other stuff, because, you know, my channel is about a lot of things, not just Call of Duty. But I do, of course, pride myself highly on my Call of Duty gameplay. So why don't we talk about it? This commentary topic is about getting better at Call of Duty. You know, a simple tips and tricks video. Quickly, just firstly about this game. Recorded ages ago, AN94 silence the stock, Plaza, I choke a nuclear, score ends up being 38-1. It's pretty decent. Anyway, what I was saying, this is kind of a hints and tips video, my opinion on what will get you better at Call of Duty, and pretty much in general, any first-person shooter that you can pick or play. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. So, 3 topics that I want to cover in particular. The first 2 are about as important as each other, but they are the most important kind of factors in any FPS game, especially Call of Duty, where spawning is involved. And also, the first one is just in general also, and you'll see why that is. And then the third one is, again, important, but the first 2, the heavyweight topics. So, number 1 for me, by far, is map knowledge. Any game you play, any FPS game in particular, especially Call of Duty, you need to know what's going on the map. You need to know the routes that you can take, you need to know the layout, you need to know where the flags are, you need to know what positions give you vantage points on other people, you need to know if you're going to be able to be shot from behind, like say if you're open, if you know, there's lots of factors you need to take into account when playing a map. A lot of people, like, they always complain when a new Call of Duty comes out because they're not as good as it as the previous Call of Duty. I did so with I've done so with pretty much every Call of Duty that I've played. And however, unlike other people, I know that's not because I'm a bad player or that the game is all shit now, as people say, etc. It's because I don't know the maps. Give it a month or so, learning the maps properly, getting your rotations down. That changes everything. That's when you start getting good, because like I said, you can navigate, you know where you're going, you know where you want to be, you know when you're going to cap a flag, when it's safe to do this, you know when it's safe to take a shot. All these things you've got to take into account. And so for me, map knowledge is one of the most important things in any sort of multiplayer FPS game, especially Call of Duty. The second thing, which ties in extremely closely with this first topic, is which is extremely important to Call of Duty, certain game modes, especially the competitive game modes in League Play, so Hardpoint and Capture the Flag, not Search and Destroy, is, of course, you've probably guessed it by now, spawns. You need to know where the enemy is going to be spawning. Well, you need to know a rough direction where they're going to be spawning. You need to know where they've spawned already. And, yeah, this is for a number of reasons. Obviously, if you know where the enemy is spawning, firstly, it means you can kill them. You can get the drop on them. Secondly, it means that you know which angles you're safe from, and you're unlikely to run into someone unaware. Obviously, in game modes like Search and Destroy, spawn is still important off the bat, because you need to know where people are going, but as the game progresses on, of course, there's no respawns in it, so it becomes less important. Just look at the score now, quickly. I think I'm 18-0 here. Just keep watching. I choked the nuclear about halfway through this final section. But yeah, as I was saying, spawns. So, like I was saying, you need to know where people are coming from, you need to know where they're likely going to be, where people like to hang out, you need to know generally how the human traffic of the game moves, you know, where there's going to be large traffic areas, low traffic. This is going to keep you alive, this is going to keep you having the drop on other people, it's going to keep you, you know, in front of other people, you know, it's going to keep you a step ahead, because you're going to know what people are doing whilst they have no clue, you know, what you're doing. It also means, yeah, in that same respect, it also means that you can do things that are kind of going to take people by surprise on the other team. You're going to be able to You know, shock them with what you're doing. They're going to be like expecting you, like say for instance, if they know the spawns, they're going to expect you to do one thing, you can choose to do another. See, everyone's quitting out here. Rage, that Black Ops rage. But yeah, I guess that's my general point about spawns, you know. They're very important. You need to know where people are going to be, where you're safe from, and yeah, it can give you the drop on other people, and it means that you can confuse the enemy if you play the spawns to your advantage. The final bit, I've left only a small bit of time, about a minute, to talk about this, because I feel it's quite obvious, maybe like you think the first two are, but I think it's worth pointing out, but it needs less explanation, and this is your loadout. Again, this is something that applies to almost any type of game. So, if it's your character in a beat-em-up game, it is your strategies in an RTS, and in an FPS like this, it's the guns that you're picking, the perks that you're picking, the equipment that you're using. Look at this guy. He's there, shot from behind. I remember that vividly. So yeah, you need to pick a you need to pick a gun that suits your playstyle. Obviously, keep in mind that, like any game, there are certain guns going to be more powerful than others. So be prepared to pick them if you're getting owned by the other team and they're using them. But ultimately, you've got to pick things that suit your playstyle. If you like to be stealthy, you might have, the silent perk, can't remember what it's called, the third tier perk. If you like to run around quickly, lightweight, marathon, sorry, it's called extreme conditioning now. Yeah, equipment, if you like blowing things up, chuck that C4 on, that smoke grenade, that's me. That's what I like to do. And yeah, it goes without saying, pick things that suit your playstyle. Anyway, I think the score is 38-1, 4 captures and 13 defends or something. Fade to black. Please like, comment and subscribe. Sharing always helps. Bit of an abrupt finish, but I think I covered the main points. Peace!